line points, as Nathan mentioned. We're into the fourth of 6 races here in season 1 of 23-24. Last data point from me, Nathan, is going to be the power-ups today. It's a 50-50 shot. You're either going to be seeing the lightweight, that's the feather, or the good old anvil, which we can talk about that at some point. Anvil, 15 seconds. It can be highly effective when used correctly. I love the way that they've scaled it as well. As the anvil increases your weight, it's scaled to so the heavier riders don't get as high a percentage as lighter weight riders, which makes a ton of sense, and it really shows the thought that's gone into all these power-ups along the way as we've refined things. It looks like black on the attack.
Yeah, this is a good little move actually here. Using the anvil power up to try and get away. Now through the steeper sections though, ooh, maybe a little bit early on that anvil power up, because right on through, it looks like black now is going out the back at this point here. Judith from Team Netherlands now, 165 beats per minute up over the top. Just look at how this anvil power up is so strong still. It's pretty incredible, and you have to be so careful, especially with these extreme ups and downs. I mean, these declines, they can be race ending just as much as the inclines can be.
Absolutely, Nathan. Let's talk about some of the riders to watch out here. Again, this is our D category that we're with out here today. It's really cool that we have a chance to, really a double effort has been made in trying to cover more categories. So than just looking at the A's, or maybe the A's and the B's, but now we're really spreading the love. So this is a good look at the Tête de la Corsa, the front of the peloton here with Judith of Team NL from the Netherlands. And you can see a second group coming together now, Nathan. This might merge back together here, though, as well.
Yeah, as you do see, I do think that we are going to have some good chasers that will be able to get back on terms. A few of them may have just fallen out the back simply because of that anvil power-up situation we saw on that downhill. Lidman here from Team SC is going to be able to do so, it looks like, on that Scott. Interesting bike pickup here. I think we're going to see a lot of Trons out here today, I have a feeling.
I agree.
But if they're not going with the Tron or don't have the opportunity to use the Tron, you'll start seeing some of these Scott addicts out here as well. Some people might go with the Alpinist setup, though. There has been a lot of chatter about it being 1 second difference over the KOM and over Pot Bank. So I did see a couple of posts about the Alpinist alongside of some of those super lightweight wheels being only a 1 second difference between that and the Tron over the top of, I believe it was Pot Bank, but the Tron, from what I saw in some of the tests, 1 second faster over the KOM. Maybe the other way around, but either way, a 1 second difference between them. Not too much it's going to make it. I mean, it could make a difference if there's like a 1% difference between you and one other rider, which sometimes these races are decided that way, aren't they?
Equipment choice, Nathan, more important on a day like today or a team time trial day?
Oh, team time trial day. I mean, but the thing is that like, who's not using, in my, like,
where do you find a delta or a gain?
There's like one bike. Yeah, there's just one bike on the team time trial, in my opinion. I mean, I guess if you're in a team time trial on a super climby course, somebody may throw some different wheels on the time trial bike. I could see that. And maybe someone doesn't believe that, hey,
right,
I don't need that lightweightness. So, but still, I would say the team time trial is still the place, because speed is just so important, and consistent speed all the way through. Whereas in these situations, now here's the thing. I'm going to go a little bit into the weeds here, because that's a hot button question for me, honestly, because there's all of this intense, like, this bike and that bike, and I know, and it's this is going to, and this says here, and all this information everywhere. I've never seen a test on accelerations ever that has like conclusively said what bikes accelerate more and better and faster than the other ones. I've only seen tests over longer periods of time that gain certain amount of times in the entirety of a course. And this harkens back to like the comparisons of power profiles of like, my trainer is, this may be bad because people are going to get triggered on this one about trainers being off, but like, yeah, my trainer reads right. I mean, my 20-minute effort was the same across the 20-minute effort on my power meter. And it's like, dude, that's not what we mean. We're talking about the quick little efforts you're doing that give you an extra 100 watts. So like, in that same vein, the bikes here, we don't have acceleration differentiations. And so, like, all these choices, because the crucial moments in races, they're half seconds, they're 2 seconds, they're a few moments, and a lot of times it's those speed changes that matter a lot more than the consistent speed. So if it's a time trial, it's going to be all about that speed, and there's really one bike to pick. In this situation, I would trust whatever you feel like accelerates the best for you. Long explanation, I know, but it's a hot one for me.
Acceleration, Nathan. No, thank you. Acceleration is really all about your wheels, much, much more than aerodynamics. It's yeah. So good points there. There's a old saying in the world of cycling. I think it might have been Keith Bontrager where I first heard this from. Was the old take these three: cheap, light, and strong. Choose two. Right? That was what applied to bicycle components. I think in our world, Nathan, the world you're talking about, it must be light, fast, and aero. Choose two is sort of what we're.
I think you're pretty spot on there. I think you are pretty spot on there. Light, fast, and aero, and you got to choose two is definitely a good one. Now we are on Pot Bank. This is the section that we've been talking about.
Well, just look at the numbers. It should go into purple. The 15 up in the top corner there. It does go to 20 or 21 at one point. This is where your smart trainer is starting to make some weird noises, unless you've got a Zwift hub, that is. But otherwise, it definitely is putting everything, not just the human body, but your equipment now. This is brutal. And it's not your only trip up.
No, it isn't. They're going to be going for a second time. This is going to be Dee Gardner, though, that is on the front, making an attack here. Good on her. Pressing the pace here a little bit for these ladies. Gardner, let me see if we can get some information on this rider.
It's Debbie Gardner.
RT.
Yeah. She's out of the United Kingdom. Over 50. Props to that as an over 50 person myself, level 35 Zwifter, and has some very cool dogs. I assume those aren't prop dogs. I assume they're her dogs.
Oh,
she wouldn't just use some cute dogs, would she?
Yeah, well, maybe.
Yeah.
I
like when you buy the picture frame, the people that come in it.
Me?
Yeah.
She has 254 races, Dave. For the
this is Debbie Gardner.
Adam Racing Team. She's been doing TTTs, it looks like, massively. Has been a part of a lot of this woman races a ton out on Zwift, it looks like.
This is really, honestly, she should be in an advertisement for Zwift. With how active she is, she's exactly what, the prototypical Zwifter out here. So good on you, Debbie. Racing hard in our D group. We've always talked, Nathan, it takes courage to race. I don't care if it's in real life or in esports. You're testing yourself. You're putting yourself out there, just as Judith of the team NL is right now. So taking over the lead on this climb. Look at all the Brits right behind her. Those Ashman, Bat, Gardner, all there. Looks like a Kirkmeyer rider as well. NK is sitting and starting to make a move. That's going to be the yellow and black jersey that you see. Starting to flex a little bit here. Climb starting to level out. I say level out. It's still 3%.
We do have the D category as well for the men on the right-hand side of the screen here. TBR is pushing along, and this is going to be for the men's side of things, or the open, excuse me. The Central Division 1 is what is on the right-hand side. They started 15 after the hour, so they're about 11 minutes. A little less than that, actually. Less than 11 minutes. They are 8 minutes and 39 seconds in. They're about to hit their pot bank, so those are the main separations that are going to start taking place. We'll keep an eye on how things are playing out over there best as we possibly can. Again, apologies to those that were expecting the A categories. We're going to see if we can jump across them if we can. But it is good to spread the love around. We were going to go A category into the D category later in the races, but I think swapping is just not going to be a reality at this moment. So let's see, though, in the women's, though, quickly, it is 2 off the front here. And as there are 2 off the front, it is going to be Judith from Team NL. See if I can get some information on her, as well as NKK from the KC, it looks like riders here. That's going to
Well,
be Kirchmer. So I think that what we have here is Nicole KK off the front with Judith. Solid little attack. Nicole here, level 16, so a little bit newer. She's got
yeah,
9 races under her belt.
yeah. Judith also, Nathan, relatively new, level 29 Zwifter. Yeah, she's from the Netherlands. And last time, well, she did a recon ride. That's good to see. She was out there a couple days ago out here. So I always appreciate the riders that are doing their homework. And it looks like Judith takes things. Yep, back to you. Here we go.
Richardson drags this whole pack right back up. It is going to be
Real big reset there.
Making a move to get this entire group. That's a lot of work too. I mean, I don't want to downplay that at all. That Richardson did a massive pull there, it looks like. And that is going to be Kristen Richardson coming out of Canada. She's got 70 races,
Canucka.
level 26. Looks like, as far as racing goes, mainly like Tour of Watopia and some other things. But at a level 26, she's been racing through 2022, it looks like. Started up, actually, post-pandemic. A lot of the stories were pandemic, right, Dave? Well, we're getting past that, it seems like now. And
Yeah, we are.
Kristen Richardson here, she jumped in 2022. And actually, her introduction to racing out on Zwift was Zwift Racing League amongst these same ladies, I think.
It's interesting, Nathan. I was just thinking about it this morning about how, the pandemic is really in the rearview mirror now as far as our Zwift Racing League. It's great to see how many folks, more than 15,000 people are still involved in the ZRL. And that is huge that the league remains so relevant as we came into this new era. And yeah, I'm really appreciative of this community and how many folks have stuck around for each other here as well. But back to the action now, Nathan, because there is a second group out here as well. As they fan out across the road, the first thing I think about is what's going on behind then. Because if we don't keep on the gas here, right?
Here, Coalition here with Black trying to chase things down. Lidman right on the wheel there as well. But 13 seconds. That is closable with the climbs that are coming up. That is definitely closable. I want to jump in a crossover, especially here real quick though, Dave. Just as they hit Pop Bank, there is going to be 8 riders. It looks like with one dangling off the back here with Craig from TBR, Baroni here from Inox Italy. It's going to be Aker from SC and Hawkins. That's your front riders right now hitting Pop Bank in this D category for the men. Another chase group just behind. That chase group is going to be led out by, if I can get eyes on it here, G. Reese here from the NTS. I love these guys. They have been interacting with me a ton, actually, recently. They have, they were giving me a bunch of information on what this not too serious is what they're about, or not too shabby, or you can put it in, but not too serious. And I jumped into their Discord. They gave me an invite. I got to give a big shout out actually to Luis Sequeira. I hope I'm saying that right. He's Portuguese, coming out of Portugal, and awesome team. And they really encourage each other on. Elander is there and is on the team as well. Hopefully the teammates get together there and chase this down, but there are 8 off the front, 10 seconds up the road.
All right, this is Reese that we're looking at now. Nathan, I hesitate to ask you to pronounce his first name, so I'm going to take the hit on this one. Yeah, no, I know, but I'm going to go with Guan Reese here, the Welsh rider. The Welsh guys are all over this race. We were talking about David Hawkins and the Petter. It looks like right now Reese is going to have some company. It's going to be one of his teammates, Hawkins, coming up as... All right, boy, real jailbreak going on here, Nathan. It's a 21.5 kilometers of racing, 2 laps out here on Tour of Tour. Well, we're seeing some real separation happening in our D men's race right now.
This is actually really interesting the way that this is playing out, because there is a group up ahead, but this group's getting together here, Dave, and there may be a couple of riders who just hung on in that front group up ahead. They've gotten about 13 seconds, but we do have the TBR rider, Craig. He's been an instigator from the get-go here, it looks like here. Baroni right on the wheel. He does not want this coming back. And the big ring, they've got the numbers up here, Dave.
Yeah.
They've got 3 of them.
Yeah, I apologize. My bad is absolutely TBR, Team Big Ring. These guys are absolutely crushing it right now. I had a really cool experience getting to run into some of them in real life this last weekend as well. It's a really cool group of guys. As we're taking a look at our front group now, so this is going to be the vanguard here. Let's see. It looks like, Nathan, one other team with. Well, I'm trying to get a
Inox.
feel
It's going to be
for.
Inox, and then Herd of Centaurs are there as well, it looks like.
Okay.
WLBBD Underdogs, I think, in that red kit as well, are there. Herd of Centaurs have definitely made it. NTS, I'm not sure NTS have Project Sloth have actually made this front group. That's why they're on the chase so hotly, 11 seconds back at this point. Now an attack, though, coming in from SZ with Acre.
Yeah, this is okay. Wow. And he's using the terrain to his advantage here. As you can see, this is how you do it. When it gets tough, you try to put him in the gutter, and he's going to have a lot of jaws hanging down right now. Here comes up and over the top is going to be Weikart now, Nathan. So these two just body blow after body blow being thrown. As the Swedish rider Acre here trying to hold on to that wheel. Percentage of the grade up there in the top corner, you can see it's at 7%. This is the one day where, I mean, it is just bananas when you look at how challenging this course is, and it looks like everybody's going to fight back. You can see that second group still hanging back there. It's actually the gap starting to go out a little bit. It was down to 13, now looking at 16, 17 seconds between our two groups here as they're coming up on. It's interesting, in distance it's not that far until they complete the first lap, Nathan, but time-wise they still got a little ways to go, to tell you the truth, before they head out for the final two laps today.
It did open up a little bit of a gap, though. Actually, dropping one of his team, dropping some of the TBR boys here. That's exactly what they're going to be wanting to see, I would think. They've been waiting, I think, in the bushes, essentially waiting to pounce here at this point, because TBR with the numbers, Acre said enough is enough. We need to get rid of a few of these here. Hartfield here just hanging on, I have a feeling. They did open up an extra 10 seconds.
Did they go back to help their teammate? I have a feeling they might have sent a lifeline back there.
That's not bad. That's a good point.
They
there.
may
good
have.
Catch.
Yeah, if they did, that's some real strong team
struggling.
Or the whole team's in a bad moment together. It's one of the two.
Both of them, they're holding hands and helping each other. Either way.
And look at this, though, Nathan. I mean, now that they're through that tough spot, and, in an hour-long race with the intensity that we've got here on Tour of Two It Well, any athlete is going to have a 15-second, 30-second period where they're not feeling on top of their game, right? I mean, that's what athletics and high-level competition is about. You don't feel great the whole race.
Ooh, somebody saved up an anvil there. Did you see that, Dave? That's going to really speed things up here ahead. 26 seconds. Sorry, not too serious, but it just got serious. It's over. It's going to be game over for the chasers. But Dave, there was a lot of great posts.
Finish line.
Exactly. And those posts, did you see all the posts out there about that? That, hey, yeah, things might be a little bit different with this race, but it is a race for points for sure. And that's exactly what this is all about, is getting to that finish line ahead of your competitors with the group that you're with is crucial for your team.
This is the kind of day, Nathan. This is what really makes your team a unit, a squad. Because, look, if you sit back today and you say, look, we didn't make the front group, we're just going to ride it in. Well, you could watch your team slide 2 or 3 places down on the overall here. And this is the 4th of 6 races. And it just seems like you've done so much work to get to this point that these teams aren't going to just give up so much hard-earned work. And let's talk about that. Let's look at what we've got going on right now. Is actually there are no FAL or FTS points today.
No, so I'm just looking at the team league standings, and I apologize. Kutchmer has such a long name that it pushed the boards out just a little bit. I think we'll have a chat with WTRL about the
it is
board here, but you can see where everybody's standing right now and who's the leaders.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, it was pretty close up there. That 5-5-5. It's like 58, 56, 54.
Yeah, 50 right. Points, obviously. So we're not scoring in the single digits. So
right. So at ART, the Zwiftaroos sitting on top of the table here with RC Fell, the Rebelinas. So this is going to be the women that we're looking at now, as we got both the women and men running concurrently, but both of them are D categories. There's all the way from A's, B's, C's, and D's out here. TBR, Team Big Ring, Wiggle On in third. It's Team NL, Ladies D in fourth. This is again after 3 races. We're in the fourth right now. Coalition Blaze in fifth. SSC is sixth. The Dinos, the Spinosauruses, seventh. Victory, eighth. Revo Rebels in ninth, and then Kirkmeyer E. Fraulein's there in 10th. So here we go. Picking up lap 2 now. Ladies started a little earlier than men on the clock, and they're also a little further up course than the men. This is Angie out here, the Wiggle On rider, absolutely crushing it.
I love that TBR has a men's and a women's team in the same division
D event
and categories. Yeah, it's so cool to see that they have that parity across. Awesome to see. Angie here, she also races across. So she races for the TBR Wiggle-Ons, and also it looks like races for the AHDR Candy Canes sometimes. So she's definitely a serious Zwifter, it seems like. 55 races, only a level 18. So that tells me, as far as timing to get level 18, but with 55 races, she is a very committed.
She's just racing.
Yeah, she's really. Right. And then with 2 different teams she's been involved in. I mean, this woman really loves her Zwift racing.
No, I'm going to guess that 80% of her kilometers have come from racing. Actually, probably. Because if you are a Zwifter, you realize how quickly you stack up. Like it's like going into the dojo, right? They give you the white belt when you sign up just to keep your pants up, basically. And same thing out here. The first few layers in Zwift, it's really more about encouraging you to just start checking boxes before you start getting into black belt level stuff at level 50. But this is again. Taking a look. This is the front group here, isn't it now, Nathan, that we're looking at?
Yes, yeah, there are some riders behind there. Mitrano, Hoffman, Jean, Nat Girl from Dinos, and Yasuda. They are 8 minutes up on the, but would be lapped though. So they're not up, they're behind actually is what that is. Up on the top of the KOM though, it is going to be Nicole KK from KC pressing the pace again. They are half a lap to go here, Dave. They are finishing up this course quickly.
Quick.
I mean, this is flying.
I'll be honest, I was estimating that this was going to be much closer to an hour than 50 minutes. So I'm impressed.
I think, they're going to have a solid time. I race like a girl. Here we go. Richardson again, early attack here, making the moves now. And coming out of Canada. Nice move here from I think it's Christina, if I'm not mistaken here. And
Kristen, I think is the.
Thank you.
Yep. No worries.
Kristen Richardson. There we go.
Yeah, the Canadian. She stretched things out. That anvil helped. I love how diametrically opposed the lightweight and anvil power-ups are, Nathan. There's no 2 that are the exact opposites like these 2.
But that says everything about this course, doesn't it, Dave? That
There's
this
no
course
that you're either
is
going
straight
up
or straight down. I mean, that is what is going on in this course, and you have power-ups for both of those situations, don't you?
So true, Nathan. I mean, it's like, or you're either going up, down, or turning on this course. At no point are you just rolling on flat, straight ground. Ever. Skateboarders would either hate or love this. I don't know. But all right, taking a look though, it's going to really blow up. This group will not be together with so much useful terrain ahead of them here. And watching how Richardson, for example, would just drop the hammer. It's going to come from one of these riders. They're going to organize a jailbreak.
Mm-hmm. So Judith here, Team NL. She's been making some solid moves as well. As far as the instigators go, I'd say Judith has really been on top of it from Team NL. We've also seen a lot there from Richardson. I race like a girl. Bat there, the Revo rider also has been on it, and Nicole KK. They've been kind of the main instigators. Gardner was also there early on, but I think those early attacks, she's kind of said, oh, this might not be going much of anywhere. I'm going to sit in a little bit more, and perhaps be on the watch out for Gardner. Later in the race, Dave, perhaps for some more moves, or perhaps she was just trying to get the legs moving early on. But
Ashman has been strong, Nathan. Yeah, she riding just right on or near the front, thereabouts, as they say, as we take a look now at Lindqvist, the Swedish Zwifter. How familiar is that kid in any esports event that you look at? But Judith, Nathan, to me, has been a rider that I'm absolutely going to stick a pin in next to her name because I'm expecting big things from her, something in the top 3 out here with the way she's been riding. I have noticed that Wu, though we haven't mentioned her yet, Nathan, and Sharon Wu, another one of the Canadians here, drafting dynos rider. Very impressive job by Sharon. As a matter of fact, it'd be cool to see if she could get a breakthrough victory out here today.
Looking through some of the results, actually, I'm trying to get a handle on how things have been going. And it is going to be Debbie Gardner.
For Sharon?
Some of the best, no, but across all of them, kind of like getting an idea from their past races this season. So far, Gardner's got a win, it looks like. She also took 13th, it looks like, within the points race. A third place there across over in the TTT. And I think that does update over on Zwift Power for what their TTT team did. Now, this is a little bit of a move here coming from Nicole. Trying to make this not a sprint situation. This is going to be KC Kirchmer. And then I Race Like a Girl with Richardson here, Christina Richardson here now, also right on the wheel. So those two going up the road. Throne here also from Team NL. They've got 2 teammates. One of them can sit in perhaps while Throne now goes on the pole here to bring this back together because you don't want to let 2 go at this point perhaps. New pack dynamics, Dave, in the past, over the top of this, I would say, the pack will bring it back with some roll through. Not any longer, especially with a small group like this.
Look at the percentage of time that you're spending climbing versus descending out here as well. Really works in favor of a small group, Nathan, because it's going to come down to just kind of relaying each other and getting through very short, steep, harsh descents, but then bam, you're right back into a climb where the aerodynamics are not as important. It's going to be more about workload and cooperation. So absolutely, single rider, small group, this is your kind of day. Strongest woman wins.
Trying to get a look here, Nicole here, how she's been going in recent races. I am seeing looking through, she's actually, Dave, level 16. Not a whole lot of races. Is this her second Zwift Racing League race? From what I'm seeing, this is her second race.
Well, so she's in the right place.
Pretty amazing. I mean, like, she took a 62nd in a C category, perhaps then downgraded, was like, that was too much. But now we'll have to wait and see if she takes the win here in the Ds.
Well, she's looking great, that's for sure. And I'll give her credit. I always like to, when talking with young athletes or people, doesn't have to be young, just getting into the sport, it's always good to get the taste of victory and experience how, how you drive the dagger home, right? It's not as effective when you advance up through the ranks by just consistently getting 7th and 8th. It's good to learn how to win. There's something unique about that experience, getting the closure there. I think you probably understand what I'm talking about, Nathan. It's one thing to be competitive and always there. It's another level to win.
100%. And the risk taken to
you got to be not afraid to lose too.
It's also a scary place to even be in the front of a race like that. Like, what's going to happen? It's almost like once you've put those chips on the table and you've made that gamble, now are the cards going to play out? You're in, and that's it. And that's when you got to see how it's going to play. Now, Nicole here going backwards as the speed comes up on from the rest of that pack. In the men's race on the right-hand side there with the men's race, we're gonna come back to them in just a moment. Go ahead. Dave.
Yeah, thanks. The women's race is blowing up. Lindqvist, I think, is the rider there that is. Wow, look at what's happening now. Actually, just up screen. There you go. Lindqvist, Swedish Swifters. She throws down the gauntlet, but there's always that danger, just like you're talking about, Nathan. It's the counterattack. It's the risk reward. It's the fact that every now and then you think you got it all sorted out, and then you didn't.
Team SZ on the move. We'll see if we can get Cecilia Lindqvist. She's got a solid 20-minute, it looks like, amongst these ladies. 2.4 is what she can do. As far as the kicks go to the line, she's also probably got the best kick at a 7.3 watts per kilogram for 15 seconds amongst these ladies. So she can take them to the line or she can break away, it looks like. and 601 watts actually for 15 seconds. She's been dominant for us so far within the Zwift Racing League. She took a second place actually in the last race that she participated in, as in a fourth place in the first race of this season. Looks like she took a break though in the TTT. Maybe she wasn't too all about the team time trial and just likes the punchier to the line kind of races.
I could understand that. There's a different flavor. That's why we have pistachio, chocolate, strawberry, and bubblegum ice cream, right? So Linkfist is going to come back to the group, so they're going to hit the reset button.
Is this bubblegum? What is this?
I've just made that up, but I seem to remember a Baskin Robbins.
Here? I think this is like this is Rocky Road. I mean, this is I can't even eat that. I can't even eat Rocky Road.
Yeah, no, definitely Rocky Road. If I said Tutti Frutti, I'd be throwing a favor to the Swedish Swifter, as we know that that's a popular flavor in Scandinavia. So we'll have to pick up, though, this group now, because a few riders rode their way back in. They went off the gas a little bit here in the front group. That's the women that we've been talking about over the men's side of things.
This is like the SC climb today, because now it's going to be Aker making the moves. Off the front, excuse me, here, we'll get back over here onto this men's race, and it's going to be Aker, making his move here to the front. Weikert now from WLBB trying to chase that down. The herd of Centaurs is there as well. Dave, this is the spot to make the move, but you have to have continuance up over the top. You can push all you want right here, but if you just kind of like stop pedaling at the top because it was such a hard effort, don't continue on, take any speed, they're going to just reel you right back in.
Yeah, I think you have to attack over the top if you really want to make a statement, right? That's the thing out here. There's no quarter given in racing at this point. So Aker's going to come back to the group as well. Well, or is he? I like the big surge, the big effort. That's a guy that's the kind of person you like racing with, that's for sure. But they're going to make the catch, and it looks like a bit of a counterattack is coming up and over the top.
Look, TBR, Dave. Two of them off the back here.
Come on, guys.
Can they stay with it? Wicked now going across.
See, redouble their effort.
It's really strung out. This is the moment, isn't it, Dave? Right there, you can see those three off the back. A little bit of separation. One of the TBRs, though, he's being the man in the gap there. He's giving the wheel. He's the tail
Filling
on the back, just making sure there's a draft there, and that might be the difference.
Well, it very well could be, and then a huge advantage goes your way. It is a downhill run to the sprint if you can get to, let's call it 19.7K in, but that's the name of the game. They keep fighting back. That's TBR I love the jersey, the blue, green here, as they still holding on. Draft is nowhere near as important as grinta. That's a great Italian word for what you're doing out there if you're racing right now. That never say die. Tiene duro. Hold on, guys. This is the group. If you can stay in this group, you're going to have a really good shot for winning if you've got a sprint on you. But that's why these guys attack on the front, and here we go. It's ruthless, absolutely relentless on the front. Here's our D men are having at it right now, Nathan.
Did you see what Weicker did there? He waited till this moment. He wasn't the main instigator on the front. The moment they came up and over the top, he had sat on the wheel, and then the moment that it came, it's not really over the top. This is a false flat comparatively. 5% is actually not even close to
of course, as it would be the climb.
Right,
yeah, you know what I mean?
Exactly. But the moment that it leveled out a little bit, then he came over the top because everyone wants to back off the pedaling. Look at TBR, 3 off the back at this point. This is exactly what they want to see.
Yeah, Nathan, this is great racing. I love this course. It is so hard. It's ridiculous. It's into the ridiculoso level. And these guys are really throwing down the peloton. Oh, well, what I call peloton, I guess it would be Chase 1 right now. Aker continues to get up out of the saddle, flogging himself like a rented mule right now, trying to get up and make contact with Weickert. Weickert, the Belgian rider, is our leader. So they still have, at this point now, they're just about to come back into city proper as Aker is chasing. That's the front, the Tête de la Course of the bike race right in front of him. This is TBR. That's going to be David Hawkins that we're looking at now. So Hawkins going to be making a surge here. All right, we're moving into finale mode, Nathan.
Hawkins said enough is enough. I know I can chase this down. And, you know, Dave, he's got the ZRL helmet on. He's making a statement here. We've won this before. I've been here before. I know what to do. Weikert's trying to get away.
I'm Welsh. He's also
pulling things back together here. And he's in Yorkshire. So, yeah. I mean, That's a good point there, Dave. Good point. Baroni is there. This is coming back together. I'm really surprised, but I think Hawkins really slingshotted some things across.
Nathan, if you're going to break their will, you have to do it in the next. And I'm talking about this front chase group now. You have to really do it in the next K and a half, or else it's going to all come back together. It does look like one rider had to hit the eject button, as it's, sorry, Steph. That's tough. Steph made it so deep into this race. I'd love to see him fight back, but I would like to share some encouragement that if you made it here today, Steph, this will just be a stepping stone for you. You will be in that group the next time you race at this level. That's what it's all about. Nathan is never giving up. He fought through the toughest parts of the day. So back now, you can see we're going split screen. Both of these are the D categories that we've got out racing.
The ladies are on the climb that the men are about to take on at this moment. TBR on the front with Angie. S-Bat there coming from Revo. Lindquist, that's your top three in the women right now, making their final climb. The men about to hit their final climb. What do we have at the front here? I think it's going to be about 7 riders. Aker. Now, this may either be a dropout or an extremely intelligent move, and it's an extremely intelligent move, Dave, because from the back to the front, that's what he's doing. He's taking the road through speed. The moment that they hit the uphill, bam, he's going to go, I think.
Yes, so surfing through the whole group, and he's just completed that now, rolling off of the front, so trying to use that wind in his sails, but they're going to latch on. They're going to latch on. Craig, right there, Baroni, Hartfield, Weichert, Hawkins, so they're all hanging on. All right, that's going to be neutralized, Nathan.
It was smart. It was smart. It was a very smart move. It needed a lot more kick than that in order, or perhaps he was doing it just to make sure he could fade climb through, because I have a feeling that pot bank put a little bit of sting in his legs as he continues to try and hang on here. On the women's side of things, though, it is going to be Angie here from the TBR making her move, continuing. She has just pressed the pace at the front continually is what Angie has done, it looks like here. And it looks like it is putting in a little bit of hurt to Team NL, as well as I Race Like a Girl here with Towle as well as Richardson off the back. They may be able to grab back on this, may whittle it down though too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 riders perhaps to the line for the women.
Angie, an American on this team. Let's see, as she is racing here. Wow, just a level 18 Zwifter. I feel like maybe you mentioned that already now, but here we go. A couple riders coming out of the back of this group. So just trying to keep your head above water right now as they're coming in. We've got the finish at 21.5 Ks. They hit 20 kilometers, and these two riders are going to come right back into this group. So if you don't stay on the gas, they'll rejoin, and there you go. And not only rejoin, but attack right through, using that momentum, a quick little blast, and here we go. That was sweet.
Richardson and Towle now to the front, actually. Not sure that's where they want to find themselves. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, they kind of overcooked the pasta a little bit, right?
Just a tad there. Now it's going to be a left-hand turn right into a sprint. We will get back in with the men there in just a moment here. Asnagi there from SST did make a move that split things up. It is 4 up ahead, I think. So that's what the situation is going to be with the men. Those 4 will sprint it to the line. They're almost catching the women out on course as far as same spot. But we're back in with the ladies here for their sprint finish here. I Race Like a Girl, leading things out with Richardson.
Yeah, I thought maybe they were trying to pull what Aker was doing earlier. And we're not even sure what he was doing per se, but it looked like they were trying to load up a double barrel and come from the back of the group, come rolling through at speed and attack, but everything comes back to the reset now. This is going to be the final chapter of a tough day of racing out here. They've been really impressive, much, much quicker than the ETA I had in mind. Anvil, that should help. You can watch now.
Gardner, again, a whole lot of speed. Opens up in the sprint here. 6 watts per kilogram here over the top. But it's going to be Lindquist with 8.5, 8.7. No problem, I think. Feather power up, and she's going to walk away with this one easily. Lindquist going to take this down. Gardner trying to hold on for second, but really this is all about Lindquist to the line. I think Gardner's going to do it there. Followed up by Bat, then Ashman, ART, and Wu from the Dinos.
And that's where all the points were distributed there at the finish line. I will give Debbie Gardner credit for trying with the doing everything she could with that anvil to try to get out in front of it and holds on for second. But no doubt Cecilia was a monster.
Early move here back in with the men from TBR. Not even waiting. Like Did he use it? I wonder if he used a anvil to get this gap. That may have what happened here. Weicker trying to open things up to try and come across. He's going to have to race for second. This is done and dusted here, Dave. TBR with Hawkins makes a good move. I mean, he doesn't even have to sprint for the line.
Yeah, pinning it out here, and we're certainly going to now watch this sprint though, as Aker's been active, and
Aker did it. Aker did it. I think.
We'll go to the back end API to confirm, but certainly our eyes from this view. That's a good way to put it, Nathan. From this view, it looked like he was second. We'll see if that holds up.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's what ended up happening in the end there. It was good moves here.
That's exciting today.
Yeah, and
wow.
I want to go back and take a look here. We did miss this move with Aker Nasnagi there from the SST team, and it was going to be Weickert still staying involved. So these were the moves that happened a little bit earlier while the women were coming downhill into their sprint to break things apart within the final couple of K. And Aker, as you can see here, coming across. Asnagi, Weickert, but Hawkins is actually 2 seconds back at this point, Dave. Wow. Interesting enough, but ends up with the win, which tells you never want to give in, do you? Do you?
No. Well, that was the name of the game for that team today, Team DVR. A couple of times we saw them regrouping at the back of the peloton, supporting each other, getting over Pot Bank was a memorable moment out here on Tour of Tuatwell for that team. And they come away with the W. Again, this is points based. This is the 4th of 6 races in the season. And we'll be back to take a look then at how things sort out, because the top team today, yes, you saw David Gardner take the win, but it's going to come down to his teammates. Did they collect enough points? Because all the teams put their points into a bucket. We see which team has the heaviest bucket when it's all done and dusted. So just winning the race outright, there's a lot of pride that goes with that. It's certainly awesome, but it doesn't guarantee or certify that you're going to be the top team on the day. And that's really where we're at. Is, if I remember correctly, there is no perfect score in this league. So we'll see who can get the 20 points and try to at least come into the final 2 races with a little more of a buffer.
Let's take a look at the top 10 for the ladies as they finished things up first. It was Cecilia Lindquist who came across the line first place for the D category SCCF. It's going to be Debbie Gardner for second, then Sarah Bird for Revo Revels, then Viet Ashman from Adam Racing Team Zwift Ruse as well. In fourth, Sharon Wu for the Dinos Spinosaurus there, Hanique Stone for Team NL Ladies, Angie Lee for TBR Wiglon D, Kristen Richardson from Rye Race Like a Girl, Marfisa, Nicole Clegg Kranke there for Kirchner. It's going to be Judith Rorish. I probably murdered that one, but apologies. But Team NL Ladies there with Judish. In the C category, Dave, we'll go backwards from what we usually do. Why don't we go ahead and go right on through up to the A's for the ladies here in this division?
Great. Thanks, Nathan. It's going to be Speed Corps ESRT rider Luis Godfrey taking the W and the gold medal that goes with it. Anke Wiersma for second for the Netherlands Ladies C, the Dutch Cheetahs. Sarah Whalen ending up in third today for the Team CLS Chic Diesels or Chick Diesels, not sure. Andrea Koch there in fourth for Kirkmeyer, the Team B's edition. Lauren Ravi in fifth place. So she's going to end up there for NZ Bro Manuka. Lynn Shields for Team CLS in sixth. Emma Kopmans seventh for Speed Corps. It's Ida Fredholm in eighth for Synergy Attack. Rona Hoffman ninth there for NZ Bro, the New Zealander, the Manuka team. And Charlene Keene is 10th out of the United Kingdom for Synergy Attack. That's our C's. Back to you for the B's, Nathan.
In the B category for the ladies here, it will be Emil Sjorgen for Opera ESRT, Anna Katharina Hunger for the Dragons RT, presented by Sunweb Ladies. Danica Boats there for the CMC Lionesses. Delith Williams for the Coalition Equinox. Allie Cameron for Stoll Storm. Jenna Borrell for real in sixth for the CMC Lionesses. Rebecca Neeson for Coalition Delirium. Then it's going to be Cheryl Parker for Synergy Lottie Jackie Jackson for Coalition Equinox. And Leah Sophie Rammert That's your top 10 for the ladies here out on the Tour to It Well in the B category.
All right, and this is the A's that we're queuing up for you right now. Again, you can see the points only at the finish and how they're distributed today. So those points will all be added up. And it looks like the German Emilia Welte of the Avis Energy Flames team taking the win. Sandrine Etienne of Hexagon Electric Spirit Co. Combo in second, and Eleanor Weissman in third for Avis Energy Flames. So certainly a great day for Avis. It's going to be Katie Hill, Aeonian RT in fourth, Elaine Proust for Hexagon in fifth, Kate McCarthy for Roca Corba, Collective Elite 6. Sarah London, look at this now, stacking it up. Is that going to be enough? It'll be interesting to see. Sarah London for 7th, Asa Fast-Berglund 8th, Anna Embring 9th, and Cornelia Engstrom. That is really interesting to see it like that. Very unique for Swedish Zwifters Sin Edition. That might be enough to win. Actually, I don't know. That's what we love about WTRL.racing. You can find all kinds of results. I know we still have our men to show you here, but you can always dig in there. It's a fantastic website. Thanks for all that you do, Martin.
David Hawkins takes it down with the rollaway on the downhill. Marie Moro Snagi comes on through for second place. It's going to be Jorgen Aker there for third. Patrick Weichert in fourth. Matt Hartfield for the TBR Hard Knocks in fifth. TBR Hard Knocks also in sixth. Craig Waters. Robert Baroni in seventh for Team Inox. Steph Etienne for the Herd of Centaurs in eighth. BB for Not Too Serious NTS Project Sloth. And then Cal Hanna coming in for the WLBB as well. Underdogs in 10th place. That's the situation for the D category.
All right, here we go with the C's, and good job, Tristan Abrahams on the rivet wounders there and taking the win. It's Gianmarco Donetti of Team Inox Pro for second, and Juanjo Ferres of HISP Celtaberos in third. Clayton McNeil, fourth place for the Herd of Bucking Broncos. And fifth, it's Lars Schrodel for AVC Whitehorn. It's going to be Annabelle Romandins for the Cantalori Cereali team in sixth. Ricardo Colino in seventh for the Celtaberos. It's Daniel Kreuzenhuber for AVC Whitehorn in eighth. Dominic Watts, ninth for On the Rivet. And then in 10th, it's Scott Anderson for the Herd of Bucking Broncos. That's your C's. Back to you for the B's, Nathan.
And in with the B category, it is going to be Tor Ivan Bjorkstand for ZU4R Addict. It's going to be Morten Bando for also ZU4R Addict. That's top two, taken down by that team. Chris Schmidt for Talent Trey. Wow, lots of Norwegian flags here. Seivert Vandrum, also ZU4R Addict. It's going to be Nicola Boulot for DZR. Havar Aikimo for the Addict team as well. Just absolute domination. Lawrence Prime there for Cryogen Gallagher. Jasper Nielsen for DBR Chasers. Demi Vanden Wingarden for GFTBE. And Dirk Iffenthaler for the Force team. That's your B category for this division.
Vanden Wingarden. What a cool name. All right. Hey, talk about cool names. Jem Rosick on top of the table. Good to see you, Daniel, out here racing.
This Zwift Grand Prix? What's happening here?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at these names. My, oh, my. Good call, Nathan. So apparently this is one of the strongest fields that we've ever seen in the ZRL. In this case, Daniel Jemrosic for Restart, presented by Alex Coe, taking the W. That's nice to see a very popular Zwifter there. It's going to be Zach Nair there. One of the America's top esports riders. Taking second for Next, presented by Insured, it's Brad Guveris, South Africa represent for Toyota Cryo RDT. Long time super squadra there. Brad, great job. It's going to be Jonathan Blomqvist for fourth today for ESRT. And there's Bankston, the coalition beta man in fifth. It's Christoph Thiem, the German, for Beast Mode. presented by Rose. In 6th, Jody Jokums for Toyota Cryo RDT. 8th place to Andy Nichols of BL13 Watt Bombers. Martin Mertens for Toyota. They got 3 up there in the top 10. That bodes well for them. Ben Nordstrom. Great job, Ben. Ben riding for the German outfit, the American there on Beast Mode presented by Rose. Strength Edition. There's your top 10. Boy, that must have been a flat out Donnybrook. Nathan.
Yeah, it looks like it would have been a really, really hard race. Jim Rosick getting away tells me he did what he usually does, which is the jammers. That's why they call him jammers, is he tends to smash Watts off the front. And it's exciting to see that, actually, because it says he's coming off of last season. I noticed he was putting in a lot of work, massive hours, big volume. And I have a feeling he's going to come in pretty strong this season. Jem Rosick, always one to be watching out for. We're going to take a quick break, just about 3-4 minutes here, and then we will be right back with our next divisions on the day for our European coverage, as well as later we'll be here with Americas. Don't go anywhere. About a 3 to 4 minute break. Everybody, will see you in just a few.
it.
Well, welcome back to the Zwift Media Live broadcast of the Zwift Racing League presented by WTRL. We're in round 1, race number 4 in the EMEA. And Dave, we're going to just jump right down into it. I was able to jump across some of our kind of handmade, what am I call them? Handmade tools? Not handmade tools, but some of the tools that I figured out how to get across 2 categories have worked out for us actually. To get across to the A. Bespoke. There we go. Bespoke tools that aren't necessarily a part of the way that the game works, but things that we figured out across the way have worked out for us to get across to the A category. We will jump across to the D category after the A's do finish. So because we definitely, that was the plan for the day. Lots of attacks though. They're up and over top of the KOM. Not too much separation. That was my prediction across the A category actually. And go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I was just going to say, Nathan, remember we wrapped up there doing the men's A's results, talking about the high caliber field. This women's field is pretty much the same thing. Let me just run through a quick list of names here for you. This is going to be Ariel Verhaeren, Daniela Estrate, Femke de Z, Izzy Torrey, Gabby Guerra. I mean, these are Vicky Whitelaw in this group. Amanda Argue is here. And I could keep going, Nathan, but I'll let the ladies tell you the story. But it's going to be really, really great racing. We're out here for 21.5K on the most challenging parcours that you could find.
What was the finishing time for the women in the D category for that last one that we followed there? I'm going to see if I can find that actually. It was pretty fast. Yeah. So with the...
It was sub 50 minutes, wasn't it? I mean, I want to say it was sub 50.
Which is crazy how fast that they were able to finish that. I'm looking here through for the D category, and I'm looking at a 43.56 actually. So with the A's and the kind of speeds that they're doing here, I'm thinking we're looking at about a 35-ish minute race for the women.
Yeah, Carly Johan right there. Nathan, you make a great point. It's going to be maybe less time than we thought, but the intensity is off the charts when we talk about pot bank. I mean, the Yorkshire KOM reverse is one thing, but pot bank is absolutely bananas. So you're either, we talked about it, it's really not even a joke, but you're either going up a severe climb, down a legitimate descent, or getting right back up into another climb after a sharp turn. So this is what Yorkshire is all about. This Worlds was phenomenal. As we take a look at the Romanian Daniela Estrate here, she's tucked right into this group, a rider with tremendous Zwift Grand Prix experience, ZRL experience. She was really the rider, Nathan, at the high end that was the moment that Aeonian arrived in A level, you know what I'm talking about, Zwift Grand Prix, etc. She was their first really strong rider, and then a bunch of others came along. I'm thinking the Monolith Kellers and company. At least in my memory, Daniela Estrate was one that really kicked it off.
What is the yellow kit here, Dave? PD. I'm not actually familiar with this PD kit. Synergy PDQ. Interesting. So Synergy here. New kit. Cool to see, actually. I have not seen that kit in game before. So good representation. Carpenter is here representing them as well. So see if we can get some eyes on them in just a second here. But Lemon here is going to give us a little bit of help with that. PDQ property here with Cycle Coaching is what I'm seeing here on the kit. And this is going to be the Synergy Team PDQ property. Now I'm looking PDQ property Elite Women's Cycling Race Team A Division. So I'm thinking that one of the riders that has Synergy in the name there perhaps is a guest rider or rides for 2 teams, because I'm getting the sense that this PDQ property team that's the main name there actually for this team. So 1, 2, 3 of those jerseys here in and amongst an elite crowd. And when you have a newer name like that, Watt Fabric is also here amongst some of these top riders. Now a little bit of an anvil through a downhill into the uphill. Now the anvil is not activated on the uphill sections, only through that downhill. So it was actually a smart move if you wanted to get a little bit of speed coming into it. And this is it here, 15% gradients now, Dave. These are going to be the crucial moments here in this women's race.
I saw that Alice Lethbridge is in this field. She's a tremendous in real life racer who's on the ups right now as well. You can see how hard they're fighting to not let these splits open up. This shows you the depth of the field that we've got in front of us here, as the grade is insane. 13% right now, and it's not even close to the steepest that they're going to be facing out here. Nice to see Jenny Eck out here, the Finnish rider who's always slugging away at the front end of the group. But this is the cream rising to the top in front of our eyes right now, Nathan, because here goes Vicky Whitelaw, the very experienced and talented, I believe, Olympic bronze medal winner in esports. She's a sensation.
Vicky Whitelaw to the front, and this is a rider who most likely will have the continuance over the top that we have talked about actually here. Guerra here now, interesting enough, toward the back. Is she just sitting in is going to be a big question there. Verhaeren also toward the back. Toyota Priority T here with Kjoistinen. This is going to be the split here with the Zhang. It's going to be Amanda K here from My Race Like a Girl. Breeley from Beta is also toward the back here. Kessler trying to hang on, the professional triathlete with the punch here. It's going to have the consistent Watts most likely to get back on terms from I Race Like a Girl. Breeley from Beta also trying to hang on. Alice Lethbridge now 5.5 struggling here in the coalition kit. Daniela Strate makes it. It's going to be top 20 at this point.
I think Lethbridge's just a victim of some bad positioning there, Nathan, as she comes back into this group.
I'm seeing 187 beats per minute, though, there, Dave. I mean, I think it's on the edge. That wasn't no joke. That was no joke climb.
She came back.
Yeah,
no doubt. But right now, we talked a lot in the previous race about the continuance, the follow through. You've highlighted that, and I couldn't agree more, Nathan, through the years, to tell you the truth about that's really how you make a difference out here. And nobody wants to make that difference yet. You were mentioning the name Gabriella Guerra. Gabriella is she's been a one-woman wrecking crew, to be honest, so far this season. This is the strongest group, I feel. You could definitely give me some interesting feedback, Nathan, but has Gabby seen a field this strong, this much depth yet this year?
That's why she likes to race in this. I know that she wanted to be in this division specifically in order to get ready for Zwift Grand Prix.
Highest level.
Up against the highest level of the ladies that are out there. It's either this one or the Americas. East as well does have a pretty high level, but not quite as concentrated as this European crew when it comes down to it. You get more of like, if you race that America's East, you get a couple of standouts, like a Kristen Kolchinski.
You get KK.
Raced against. Exactly, but
right.
You don't get the entirety of the field to go up against that has just a steadily high level across the whole thing comparatively. So the European time zones always tend to have that standout performance across multiple of the teams. So if I were to go race and try and get my legs as ready as I possibly could, I would race a European time zone when it came to the hardest racing that you possibly can get.
Couldn't agree more. And it's also noteworthy that Zwift Grand Prix happen around this time of the day. So it's always good to be racing and training at the same-ish time in the day, especially with the esports, just knowing, the connectivity issues that might arise that you wouldn't see at 10 at night that you would see. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be racing during the time or training and just getting everything worn in, get that groove settled in. I think it makes a lot of sense. I would imagine that Kristen Kolchinski, that's the rider that we've been kind of talking about in America's East. It's been such an outstanding talent. It's been doing some cool stuff in real life as well, going out and finding the courage to take on these hill climbs and winning them with panache. But I would think, Nathan, that she probably wishes that she could be racing in this group, getting ready for a Zwift Grand Prix and other events. But probably work in her case doesn't allow her to, is my guess. I don't know.
4 seconds off the back now. Amanda Argue. A. Williams is there as well. Working together, though. It's going to be WLC as well as Coalition Beta that are trying to make this happen. 4 seconds up. If they don't push too hard over the top of this, which I have a feeling, Dave, because of the reality of how big that group is up ahead, as well as
Exactly.
the downhill that's coming, might not see too many push. Well, now as I say that, though,
Gonna rejoin.
goes out the
You do it
6.
now.
It's gonna be tough here
You
because
got
I
to
have a
get
feeling
in there.
Coalition are making now. Coalition are actually making a move at the front here while their teammates trying to get back on terms. Interesting enough.
Interesting, and that might be miscommunication. Well, it was inevitable that other teams are going to attack over the top, but you make a good point. You hate to be pushing the pace at the front of the group that your teammate is trying to chase back into. It's certainly counterproductive, but here we go. This is going to be Guerra, Gabriela Guerra, the big danger woman out here. She's certainly going to light a fuse. It's going to blow this group to bits. Now, does she go solo from here on in? My goodness, she's talented enough to. This woman is a human wattage cottage. There is no doubt about it. Every eyeball in this race is on her right now. Latching onto that wheel is going to be Ariel Verhardt, the American Olympian from the 2012 games. She's a BMX superstar and directs our U.S. national team, so she's going to get up on that wheel. Vicky Whitelaw is there. It's going to be Desi as well. Who else can hang on? The Gabriela Guerra Express is leaving the station. How about this? Stevenson, Natalie Stevenson coming. I thought she was actually going to come over the top of Guerra. She's going to play it perfectly here, getting into the slipstream. Again, that's going to be Stevenson. Awesome job here by the Scottish rider. So she clamps on to Gabriela Guerra's wheel. This is a huge, huge moment here deep into lap 1, Nathan. Oh my goodness, fireworks going off left, right, and center.
Now, the question is, will they have enough gap here at this point to actually hang on to any kind of distance between themselves? Are they going to be working together or not? Guerra now kicks again up into 11 watts per kilogram, trying to keep the speed
She just
high
took your
here.
challenge.
Harris, there is 65 kilometers per hour, 58, though, from the leaders here.
Make
so
the catch.
It's just not going to be enough here to really split things. That downhill section is just too much, Dave, isn't it?
Wow, and look at that. I mean, when you know what a superstar athlete you're looking at, they're actually making that group of superstars. This peloton is en fuego right now. So they actually are able to Tai Chi Gabriela Guerra. Now, she'll obviously fight back, but they actually end up turning the tables on her briefly. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a straight up Donnybrook in Yorkshire going on right now here in our Women's A event. So we've been trying to cover a whole bunch of different categories, and we have seen some incredible rides from the D's, the C's, the B's, but this is the pinnacle of racing out here. When you want to talk about the best racing you see in esports, it's going to be your women in ZRL in this A category. What a throwdown we're looking at now. So Nathan, that's going to be the finish that they're coming up on now. Well, finish of lap 1, as ladies, you're down to 1 to go.
Did have a split here happen because of that, though. A couple that may have been struggling to hang on do get spit out the back here. I raced like a girl, Perry, as well as Kessler, Lethbridge, Argue, Johan, all unable to make that decisive moment.
Yeah. You know, Nathan, we haven't even really, because it's been so exciting, talked about the power-ups today. There's 2, lightweight and anvil. We did talk about it in the previous broadcast, but we're back for another go-around here. But so lightweight and anvil are the 50-50 shot you've got for power-ups today. This is a scratch race. So we drop the flag and they race to the finish line. It's 40 points for the winner, 35 for second, 30 for third, on down. But there's, if you're been a fan of ZRL, you're aware of the first across the line and FTS, which is the fastest through segments. Those are turned off. The toggle's been switched off on those. It'll be back next week with our points race, but this is a scratch race format. All the points waiting at the end.
They're going to hit in. They're going to have just 1 KOM. Then they're going to climb into the pasture, I like to call it, out in Yorkshire here. And then they're going to be into Pot Bank one more time, and then the climb that we just saw the attacks on. So that is going to be it, and then into a sprint. 17 minutes into this. They finished that in just about 15 or so, Dave. Very, very quick. So they're going to be just over 30 minutes of racing out here today. Daniela Estrate sitting in at 138 beats per minute, moving our way forward here. Toyota Coyote DT. Toyota Coyote DT, I think, are the main instigators out here today to really pull things back together. It looked like as Stevenson jumped on that wheel, and then the rest of the team here rolled on through with a ton of speed into that downhill. PDQ are able to be involved still with 1 rider, it looks like.
Every other lady in the peloton should thank Natalie Stevenson, Nathan, for that one. She covered and neutralized that move from Guerra. This could be an entirely different bike race right now if Natalie hadn't been there to be in that critical moment. And that's the thing about racing, whether it's in real life or on Zwift, is that it's all about the moments, and either you have it or you don't. And right there, Natalie Stevenson showed a very high race IQ.
Looking through, I am seeing thanks a lot to Shorts there from the YouTube comments letting us know PDQ is actually a substitute peanut butter brand in the UK. And this team, no, I'm not kidding. And
no, I believe you.
They're sponsored by this team, actually. So interesting.
I thought
another attack here. Here we go.
It's funny, Nathan. I'll save it for a moment. Here we go, because that's going to be Gabriela Guerra that we're looking at, wearing that classic orange headband, as Gabby's going to just go back to it now. She is relentless, no question. Watch the grade up in the top corner. You can see it's steep, but it's going to be steeper out here. This is some of the steepest pitches that we race on. And look at the cover coming. It's going to be Paul. Look at this. Outstanding job by Stevenson again. So Stevenson is right there when she needs to be. Jenny Eck is riding out of her skin today. Great job by Jenny here, the finish rider. Look at her charging up now.
Yeah, and it looks like a lot of feather power-ups being used there.
These ladies are lit.
It's splitting things apart, actually, here pretty well. Guerra's going to use a feather power-up of her own now. Goes on her own attack. Goxie Paul now up and over the top here. It looks like Harris is there as well, now making the moves with Goxie Paul covering it there. It's going to be Stevenson. Now another, but this is whittling things down here, Dave, and that's probably the goal, I would think, here. Try and get the pack small enough that these moves can actually make a difference and not have a large pack together on the downhills.
And look how hard, you're exactly right, Nathan, but look how hard that is to do with the quality of this group. There are a bunch of women that are right on the last bit of their of the rope there, but this group remains massive, all things considered. Look at the anvils getting thrown up. So that power-up, well, you can see it's only 15 seconds as it increases your weight here, but even that, maybe in the old days it would have done more damage, but this is going to be a new, go ahead, start taking notes now, because this is going to be the group that goes into the final of this race. It's going to be Daniela Estrate, and let's see who else can get back. Who's this cryo rider here?
Cryo Stelvio, there is Zhang. It's going to be Breely. And then one more, the PDQ property here, 7 watts per kilogram, 192 beats per minute here from Lemmy. Is she going to be able to do it, though, Dave? This is going to be a struggle. She may be able to do it with a roll through onto the uphill, but they're going to roll away from her until we actually hit an uphill gradient. But, Dave, from here to the finish line, I think it's all hands on deck. I don't think anyone's going to be sitting in.
Hey, I'm going to give her credit. This is my introduction to Lemon, the rider that we were watching fighting there. And welcome to the big time. This is as high a level as we see racing in esports. So as we take a look at the select group that's come together, it is 21.5 kilometers of racing, 409 meters of elevation. That is an insane amount of climbing. That's packing 10 pounds of climbing into a 5-pound bag. When you look at this course here, Gabriela Guerra is back at it now. So this is going to be, Gabriela Guerra has been countering her own attacks out here. This woman is a machine.
Non-stop attacks over and over again, trying to split things apart. Obviously not wanting it to come to the line. You know why? Who's on her wheel, Dave? Ariel Verhaeren.
Yikes.
Verhaeren coming to the line with Verhaeren is a nightmare. This woman can sprint like no other in the world of Zwift.
Yeah, there is no doubt that BMX superstar Ariel Verhaeren here. Whole group coming back together, though, now, Nathan. So we're going to hit a bit of an Alice Lethbridge is still there. Daniela Estrate there. So they've survived this onslaught of attacks. And I don't know, cool customers have been able to cool their heels there, basically staying back in the draft while some of these athletes have been making exceptional efforts. You never know. This sport is, it really is about being in the right place at the right time and having the tactical know-how to let your animal instincts kick in when necessary. So again, back to our front group, about 7K to go, little less.
7K to go. 6 seconds back or so is going to be Cryogen, it looks like. Main group at this point, it's going to be Ruth Shire, Rachel Brown, Rebecca Richardson there, Lucy Collins, Elisa DeJong, it's going to be Natalie Stevenson, Jenny Eck, Goxie Paul, Gabriela Guerra, Daniela Estrate, Ariel Verhaeren, Lucy Harrison, and Nevin. That's the situation right now. Turtle Cryo DT with representation of 4 riders. It is going to be a Onion with, looks like, just 2 that have made this front group. If we can get a good look here at the pack, and what's all happening here with them. Coalition, it looks like, with a lot of 1, 2, 3 riders, it looks like, and Guerra goes again. 10 watt per kilogram kick here, up and over the top.
Yeah, what do you think, Nathan? Get out in front of the final time up pot bank? That's my guess. Obviously, you'd have a little bit better feel than I do, but I think that she wanted to attack them before they could attack her. Not sag climbing. No. More like just get it on, as Gabriella has absolutely changed the complexion of this entire race. You can see it's nearly one thin line chasing now. So this is an all-in chase. These ladies are not going to sit back and see what happens. Paul has been phenomenal. Got to give credit where it's due. And the German Paul, that's Goksha Paul, has been exceptional. Go ahead, Nathan.
The heart rates is really what I'm looking at here. Look at the heart rates between all the women, and that's what Guerra wants. She wants a race of attrition, I think, at this point. She does not want anybody coming in to this climb with a rest. And now everyone had to give a little bit of a press before they hit, and she gets a couple of more seconds sitting in while the rest of the riders had to actually make a chase on and hold and grab onto that wheel. So she gets just that few more seconds to rest up before they actually hit the main section that is pot bank climb.
I could counter that if I was a DS of another rider saying that my rider who sat fifth wheel and never let a gap open.
And there might be one or two. I was looking for one or two riders that was able to sit in, and it's a dangerous move with this many riders here. I do have to say that it's a very dangerous move. But a few riders that may have been chasing a little earlier, I have a feeling that there was you don't know. There's a little bit of like what cards are here to play at this point. It looks like Guerra just wants to make it difficult, though.
And you know what, Nathan? There's a mentality too. A tiger isn't going to change her stripes, and certainly Guerra is an aggressive racer who likes to make the race. She doesn't sit back, and I wouldn't want to, rein her in at all out there. I love her mindset. Ariel Verharen is the rider that we've been talking about a lot as the most dangerous rider to bring to the finish with you. So you're going to see plenty of riders that say, "Good, then I won't bring her to the finish," like Kostanen here of Toyota Cryo RDT. But this is going to become a strong women's competition at this point as we get into it now. Watch the gradient. Is this as severe as it gets? I mean, right now, your trainer is going to be overheating.
Kostenson here. This is a really strong rider. Only a level 28, newer to the world of Zwift racing. 89 races underneath her belt here. She's got quite the Palmares, actually. Current holder of the 1 hour Finnish national record of time trial cycling, actually. Triathlete and cyclist since 2014, racing a pro from 2017. New name the Toyota Cryo DT has picked up.
She's the Finnish hour record holder. That's extremely cool. Well, that's not great news if you're chasing her, but this is going to be Ariel Verharen stepping up. It looks like, Nathan, surprisingly, there's still a lot of women who are in the mix here. Not many categories are going to see this large of a group at 17K in.
Yeah, and we do see it looks like about 10 riders, maybe even make it over the top here. Off the back, it is going to actually be, a little bit of a push there from WLC. Brown now seeing maybe some danger up front here now.
Is this Rachel Brown? Oh, yep. Man, she's a real talented athlete, a duathlete of that Wahoo Lacole team looks like they're ready to go. So somehow it looks like they've done a great job of quietly staying back in this group. But again, Rachel Brown in real life is a world-class duathlete. So it's great to see her out here.
Posting and now on the front still, keeping things nice and high for a pace here. Now to the back, who's still left is going to be the question. Estrate still hanging on. Man, what a battle here with Daniela Estrate, danger woman when it's going to come down to the sprint here. It looks like Guerra is going to go again. It looks like 10 watts per kilogram. Another kick here coming from her. Not wanting this to come down to a sprint situation. This is a solid move perhaps here, Dave, because at these moments, everyone's looking for a little bit of reprieve saying, "Uncle, it's enough. Enough is enough." Guerra gets a gap. Harris now covers it, looks like here. Ariel Verharen, knowing that this is a moment of truth, looks to go across. Will there be 4 up ahead?
Well, and is it the right names? Paul is one, Verharen's another, Guerra is certainly one, and Harris might be. And that's going to have absolute full on, all hands on deck for the women back here in this group. So they were not going to mess around. There's not many ladies left to chase when you look around, Nathan. It gets a little scary when you realize there's only, about 6 of us left when they attack like that. So we got to be on our toes, and the next time there's an attack, I want to make sure I'm on the front end of it.
100%. And as you can see up back toward the front, it is again going to be Stelvio Cryogen. Now to the front, it looks like Toyota Harris still here. Strate still sat where she always is, just waiting to pounce, and she's waiting for that final sprint. That's really what's coming down to. Aoni here playing the cards very smart. It is the cover and kill there coming in from Verharen, and then Strate sat on the back and making sure that she's reserving the power here for the sprint in the end. Toyota Priority T there. They've got 5 riders in this front group here coming from that team.
Wow. So more or less spot on the nose. This is 21.5K when it's done and dusted here. So we can watch really closely because over the next K, if you don't get rid of Ariel Verharn, I'm looking, Nathan, because I don't want to oversell her, but we know that she's one of our top sprinters in this field. I mean, just raw watts. Well, here we go. Vicky Whitelaw would certainly throw her hat in the ring as she's right there with Roth Watts. Did Ruth Shire make this group? I see a Wendorf is there. Shire also.
Here. I just saw a little bit of a kick here coming from Guerra. Not going to actually commit, it looks like, to it here at this point. Maybe you're going to have to come down to a sprint situation.
She did. Shire's there.
Here. Ruth Shire has made it.
Yeah, I would watch out for her too, Nathan, if they can hang together. Now, I'm anticipating another Gabriela Guerra Payne sandwich getting served up here.
We'll see what ends up happening here. This is going to be a tough one now at this point. With this many riders that are able to make this, it's going to be extremely difficult to split anything. Nevin here now on the attack, interesting enough, making things difficult coming from the beta team. Verharen now following it up. It's going to be Goxie Paul now in there for 5th. Harris now covering as well. Koistinen.
How about Koistinen today? Yeah, this is an exceptional breakthrough ride here for us on Zwift Community Live. Koistinen has been phenomenal. She's not the only Finnish rider punching above her weight today, and she is back on the front, body blow after body blow being thrown by the Finnish riders here. And again, this is the Finnish hour record holder that we're looking at now, and she has got some riders on the ropes.
Leading things out perhaps for Jenny Eck. They're going to bring this back, I would think, here on this downhill. Similar situation to what we saw last time around, where a rider perhaps unable to really get away because there's going to be some anvils. There's going to be a lot of roll through speed from that pack. Did drop off another rider, though. Richardson unable to hang on. Brown here as well, 1 second back. That's danger. That's not coming back as well. Collins now 10th place. Anvil's being popped. Lots of riders giving a go up front here, Dave. The speed is really rolling on through. Ooh, those are really early power-ups to be blasting off.
There goes Guerra.
Ah, man, this is going to be tough here at this point. Anybody who has saved their anvil to the last moment is going to come through with so much speed, and I have a feeling that's going to be Daniela Strate.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's experience for you as we take a look at Ariel Verharen here. So Verharen has gone to the front using her anvil perfectly. When you want to talk about experience and kick, that's going to be Ariel. So this is going to be interesting because right behind her, it's going to be Toyota Cryo, RDT, then Nevin, then Harris, then Guerra. So this is going to go to the line. Phenomenal finish here for the A ladies.
Yeah, and Verharen here, I think early move here, 195, 400 watts. It's a little bit too much here, Dave. The rest of the pack's just going to roll through with speed, and it's going to be a sprint from behind that's going to take her on unless she has a crazy kick coming around this corner.
Bit of a surprise.
Watch for 5th wheeler. So, yeah, it was a good move with the anvil, but it was just a little bit too early. It was all about timing, and now looking at this pack there, about the kick here. Coming around the turn, Goxie Paul opens it up. Here comes the sprint. Open it up now. Yeah, it's going to be Collins, 10 watts per kilogram coming from Collins. It's also going to be Daniel Strate there with the feather power-up. Strate is going to be able to hold on, perhaps. It's going to be Jenny Eck there over the top, right to the line. The speed coming through. Eck, I think, going to do it.
Wow. Holy cow. Two of the things that are noteworthy there. Eck, impressive. That was so well earned for Jenny Eck. Her teammate Koistinen was a big help to get her there. Also, Verharen clearly trying to set up her teammate Daniela Strate. It comes up just short, but I understand what Ariel was doing there. She was the bait.
100%. That's exactly what was going on there, I think, for Kostin and being able to close things down, set Eck up
Trying to flush
perfectly,
him out of the
actually.
bushes, right, Nathan? Like
Absolutely
if she,
perfect setup.
uh-huh. Yeah, and just Jenny Eck. How about Jenny's been out here racing for a few years. I've been really impressed by her stick to itiveness. You don't see riders break through in a field like this very often. This was huge for the Finnish athlete, so she should be really proud of herself. Obviously, doing a lot of work to be winning out of this group, that quality field, beating a well-timed setup from Aeonian. It even, quality of victories always judged by who you beat. And this was a great field. Jenny Eck, congratulations.
That's a huge result, actually, for Eck. Really good to see from her. Good sprint, good setup. The timing, tactically, really a masterclass in some ways, I'd have to say, actually, coming from them. Now, we are in with the D category for the women. As we were saying, really good for us to be able to cover across the A's and then jump across over to the D's and be able to see the second half of their race. In the A category for the men, we will be across over to them as well, and that is going to be for the men's open EMEAW Central that we will be jumping in with. They are just getting out on course for they're just finishing up their first lap, for this open in the A's. And this is a pretty high caliber race as well for this open, actually.
All right. So just really quickly, then you can see that big group there. That's going to be our Europe, Middle East, and Africa W Central Division 1, as Nathan said. That's a strong men's field that we're looking at. And that was the banner there as they come right through Harrogate and finish up their first lap. So that is what you're looking at on screen. Our dedication to D racing is paying off. We've had a lot of fun with these categories. So I want to make sure that, that's going to be, Nathan, our EMEAE, so the Europe, Middle East, and Africa East Central Division 1D women that we have 15.4K in. So they actually are getting pretty close to that super, super steep pot bank climb.
100%. And looking here, I want to get an idea of where things stand with this D category, actually. We'll get some of their standings in. And it is going to be the Aeonian Divas that are leading things out, followed by SZ Saga, Sports Solid D, #1 women. What's Up Demons there were coming in fourth place. Herd of Yellow-Eyed Penguins in fifth for the league standings coming into today. Herd of Fairy Penguins for sixth. It's going to be Galaxy Ariel, Cowley Road Condors Women's D, and the WCC Diamonds. That's your top 10 coming into the day today. What's going on here, Dave?
Well, no, yellow-eyed penguins, I'm worried that they have jaundice or something and should see a vet. But there's something I know that's going to be a species, because we learned a ton about birds because of Herd of, and there's 138 different penguin species.
What I want to know is
like
why do we have sometimes red and sometimes green? And is there a differentiation within the team between the red and the green for the herd? Do they use them for specific things?
You have to think yes. You know what I mean? Having that alternate jersey is pretty popular with the teams. And great question. So you know what else is interesting here, Nathan? The Aeonian Divas. They're not perfect, but having a really good season. But the way things are set up with that final time trial, nothing's really a done deal until you cross the line there in London, because they do have a nice advantage, though, after 3 of 4 races in this 6-race season, sitting on 58 points, and then it's really, really close. Really close. Second place, that might be the real battle, although I'm not going to give it to the Aeonian Divas yet.
Looking through Isaacson, SZ, Payne, Aeonian, now coming through with the Payne on Pock Bank. It is going to be McCarter, also from Aeonian, coming on through. So really cool to see how well represented Aeonian is. Look at this. We've got 4 represented here just in this front group. And then think about across all of the categories we've seen for the women out here today. Aeonian, just a force to be reckoned with, just in pure numbers.
Yeah. I mean, that's the benefit for all their years of hard work and in reinvesting in themselves and building each other up. Although, how about Carmen right here? All right. So, Aeonian had the numbers, but I can see Swedish Swifters with Gottberg and Isaacson. They got to be pretty happy with the situation. Although, right now, the alarm bells are going to be ringing back through their front group as we do have an extraordinary attack coming from the Belgian rider here on. Let me try to get a little information because she looks strong.
Sports Solid, SPSD, Carmen Toonkens is who I'm looking at, I think. And,
There we go.
Belgian Zwift rider racing for Sports Solid. She's the co-manager, founder, and proud member of Sports Solid Zwift Team Women, actually. Good to see. And I'm seeing she's got 225 races, level 40 Zwifter. And this is a serious cyclist from what I'm seeing here, actually.
I don't think anyone in Belgium isn't, Nathan. Seriously.
Or at least not
Benji's mom knows 100 times more. Benji Nason's mom from Red Lantern Rouge knows 100 times more than I do. I would cycling? Almost guarantee.
Seriously?
Yeah. Just by being in Benji's orbit, as he was growing up, I'm sure you would. But no, all credit where it's due. You know that my passion lies in Ghent, and Belgium cycling is just the best.
Look at this. Same in the men's group for the A category. Very difficult to split things apart. As we can see, we do have about 30 plus riders in with the men. Hexagon, SZ, quite a few names here. These women are going to be finishing up on the D category in just a moment here. I want to jump across over to these A's, though. Take a look at the standings for a second, where things are at. They're going to be finishing up as well, probably about as fast as those D women are going to be coming across the line pretty quickly here. So we definitely want to make sure that we catch everything that is playing out in front of our eyes between them, as this is going to be very quickly coming to a head here for these men as they are making their way toward their final pot bait and climb all together. They are into the pastures here in just a moment. The Dirty Beasts at the top, it looks like, Dave, for this SC Valder. Maybe unknown ESRT, Wahoo Lacole Aero, Team Italy 10, Wahoo Lacole Asics, it looks like, and Hexagon are in here as well.
Yeah, not too dissimilar from what we saw over on the women's side of things, where Dirty Beasts have a comfortable advantage, but you can't really ever be too comfortable in the ZRL. And then stacking it up like cordwood between second and fifth. So that's going to be really interesting. But take a look at this now. Speaking of the Italians, another nation that certainly rivals Belgium in their passion for cycling and racing, as this is Italized on the front, 5.3 watts per kilo there. So making the numbers there, turning himself into a wattage chateau to get the gap that he needed, or at least, again, like we saw with Gabriela Guerra, building up somewhat of a buffer here.
Yeah, he's got about 2 seconds or so, but this this group is giving him more room. They've and I think one of the
they're
things
less
here,
worried.
Only because I have a little and we've seen Gabriela walk away twice so far this season, so I have a feeling that
which is 2 out of 3 times.
We're not going to let that happen again, and so she was covered. She was marked over and over and over again. Whereas here, I think that the rest of this pack is saying, look, this is coming back. We might not have to worry about this.
I'm not doing the work.
Exactly.
I'm going to let the collective do it. I know that it doesn't even need to be one other rider. It's like the gravity of our group will bring her back like the Death Star, right? In Gabby's case, those riders, the top riders realize, look, this is a major problem right away. We all throw in and we can take care of it, that's welcome to how Remco Evenepoel feels, right? That's what happens when you have a huge target on your back, and that's just the nature of the beast. When you talk about racing, the top riders will always get much more attention, and that will never change.
The women's side of things about to hit that final climb, pot bank for the men in the A's. So what we got on the left-hand side, we should have some little tags. Apologies on that, but On the left
Yeah,
hand
you're doing
side,
all right.
we're doing all right.
I'll give you credit. This has been incredible
producing.
producing.
We're doing all right. Zwift Racing League WTRL Women's EMEA East Central Division 1 is on the left-hand side, and that is the D category. Is about to come into their finish. On the right-hand side of the screen, we've got the A men for the Central EMEA West, EMEAW Division 1. We will get a crossover to the D category as well momentarily as soon as we can. Look at the attacks, though. Let's go ahead and take a look at how that's going to play out over the top of Pot Bank before we watch the finish for the women in just a moment here for that D category. But
Look
the
at the
attacks
power
are
ups.
full gas.
Yeah, so we talked about lightweight and anvil, the diametrically opposed power-ups, and that's wow. All right, here we go. Everybody realizing if there was a time, it is now, because they have hit out with authority. It's going to be Brink, Worthington, Brow, all on the front right now. Well, not everybody's going to survive this onslaught here.
The question for me, there's a lot of feather power-ups used there. My question is that the best place to
Should
use
you save it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like if you can
When you're in the draft of people using a feather power-up, that's a great point, Nathan.
Exactly. And now
Great
Veritas over the top. Cabral now 189 beats per minute, 190, and continues on. Now this is the damage point. Diaz going across here. Berman's there as well. O'Brien from ESRT. Brawlrod from Mutant. Brignall from the Rhinos. Dubois there from Hexagon trying to come across now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 riders getting some separation.
So it's really racing to this a little over 19.5K, and then you tilt downward. Surviving through that point is really when you start to realize that you can lock in on a possible sprint. But right now, surviving is going to be the word. All the way back through this group, you can see how this line is really starting to stretch out. It very well could be something close to a dozen riders that make a front group unless something serious happens here. And it looks like it is. These guys are going to cover this split. So resiliency, exceptional back through this entire group. Amazing to see a field this large this far into it.
Brow here, Feld now coming through from Hexagon. It looks like closing things down well. Ader there from the
last
interesting. What is going on with Team SZ there? Was that a mistake? Or maybe just seriously struggling to hang on and uses it through a little bit of a downhill, because that anvil would have been crucial in the section that these women are jumping into right now.
Had to be a mistake, Nathan, right? Because
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, that I don't see what kind of use there was there for that. Now we're going to jump in with the women here, though, Dave, real quickly. They're about to hit their sprint.
Okay, good. This is going to be the finale now, and it looks like it has gone just absolutely nutso out here as we're down to 3 riders.
Carmen, I've been watching here, Dave.
She was running the front.
Yeah. She just was pressing on. Ever since Pot Bank, she's been on the front, just pushing the pace.
Yeah, the last time that we were talking about this group, she was the rider that was doing the damage. So that's the damage. She only has 2 left. And you wonder, is Isaacson going to be the savviest of all? Will it be Payne, the Aeonian rider? Isaacson looks so she's almost half-wheeling out there. She's got a teammate. Very interesting to see. Swedish Swifters might get 4 back. And if you're Isaacson, though, you got to pull the pin on taking any kind of time in the wind out here, unless you can get to the front and just sort of drag a little bit, because her teammate will rejoin, and that'll be very, very nice for them. Either way,
they're about to take the left turn, though, here, Dave. This is it right here.
Here's the finish. That's the arch. You can see the orange there just off to the left. Here we go. So it looks like, well, at least it's good for a 4th, Nathan.
Yeah, good question. Do you lead it in here and then attack through the corner and just trust a long, drawn-out sprint, or is it really the second and third wheel? That's the question that's left.
It benefits her either way, as she's been able to stay in the slipstream. Now it's going to come down to who's the strongest. It's a 3-rider spread out across the road. The sprint is ignited. It's going to be the Aeonian rider, Payne, off the front. Can she hold on?
Payne now has a gap. Now 8 watts per kilogram, 7 watts per kilogram, 10 watts per kilogram from Isaacson. But I think it may be, is it too late? No, Isaacson, she timed it perfectly. Over the top, Team SD. Aeonian takes second. Carmen, with all that work, has to settle for third. Gottberg comes on through for 4th. McCarter here from Aeonian's going to be a little ways back, coming across the line for 5th. Archer there, and then Aeonian with Heidi there coming in 4th. That's going to be 7th place, I believe. Now, back in with the men, because things are lighting up. They're about to hit their wall as well. And things are about to go absolutely bonkers. We're all the way back in 30th place. There's fireworks, though, at the front. We'll see if we can find them.
This is what they call the draggy climb. It's a drag in many different ways as we're looking at the guys now. Very similar to what we just saw with the women is there's a big push that's made going to the very,
Whoa!
very front. This is going to be O'Brien, the Irish rider
He
here from
got 8 seconds,
ESR.
Dave.
This
What?
is
How
great.
did he get this? Where did this come from? Let me see if I
Your
can find
man
a replay
here,
here because I was not watching this part. What happened?
your man here skedaddled, didn't he? As he's been in the bank, he's got the money, and now he's in the getaway car. Gotta love it. As again, O'Brien, the Irish rider here. I don't know if this is insurmountable, but it's beyond cheeky. All the climbing is in the rearview mirror as he drops down into the super tuck. So anything over 1.5% here.
I think he's gone,
That,
Dave.
I
I don't think
love
he's
it.
coming back. I mean, this is
Well
insane.
played. So,
When
how's
when did
ESRT doing? Look at this. They got Venom and Brink back in the group. So, a tremendous day for ESRT here. They're going to, it looks like, pick up the W and put maybe two more riders in the top five, making it three total. That is a command performance if they can hold on out here. The problem is they got to hold on. This is such a talented group. Getting down to it. Brass tacks. Now here comes another surge, Nathan.
They're matched here at speed just about now up to 63. I don't know if he can actually hold on, Dave. This is going to come right down to it. They're closing seconds every couple of meters here, Dave. Every couple of meters.
Yeah. Well, my money, just based on spirit, is on the Irishman here. But you make a very good point there. Flat out flying, ESRT has to do what we saw the Swedish Swifters doing earlier: is try to play off of the situation that you've got in the race.
He's going to do it. It looks like he's going to do it. 60 kilometers per hour. They needed to really get some roll through speed over and over again. A couple of teams had to sacrifice big punches over and over again to the line. Ozer goes at 15 watts per kilogram. Big kick coming from him. O'Brien now trying to get to the line as quickly as he possibly can. He's going to do it, but they're coming like a freight train, though, at the same time. They're not going to catch him here. He's going to just barely hold on as they come through. He's doing 59 kilometers per hour. We'll see a speed differentiation in just a moment. Dave, look at how clicky that's coming down, though. Almost caught him 2 seconds. Liberty here for third.
Incredibly close. I tell you what, when you looked at that, Nathan, from 500 meters, you think, oh my gosh, there's no way he can catch him. And he's getting up out of the saddle, doing everything he can, squeezing every last bloody watt out of his legs. And the thing is, if he hadn't have done that, he wasn't going to win. Exactly. I mean, he realized
did 8 watts per kilogram, 6 watts per kilogram on the downhill, Dave, just to hold on. Then a kick to the line.
He knew that nothing was given there. I mean, that is a very impressive job by O'Brien. So again, I have a feeling ESRT had their way with them out here today. Fourth race of 6. We got a points race on the team time trial coming up, but that was a solid performance there in our men's A race.
We're jumping over across to the D category on their final lap for the same division. This is the same division. We will take a look at the results here in just a moment for everything we just watched. Come across the line, but Brian O'Brien from ESRT, the Irishman, did occur across. Thanks a lot to Ben Parks from the Adam Racing team, helping us get across over to that D category. It looks like he's in 32nd place. No man's land for him. We'll make our way forward here. A whole lot of just, look at this, Dave. This is mayhem. People just in survival mode. Are we watching a triathlon? Like, what's going on here?
This might be the peloton that you just had there with 7 or 8 guys. Oh, well, here we go. Yeah, this might be the biggest group that we see out there. Survival of the fittest out here in Yorkshire. This was 2019 Worlds course, a very, very popular World Championships. Even though it was pretty cold and rainy every day, the spirit of cycling was so alive and well. The good old Tour of Yorkshire used to happen out on these actual roads. This is how, so Adam Racing Team Mjons has been amazing. So far, 2 wins and a second for them. There are no FAL or FTS points, but really what's important are the league points that we've got here, because this is the standing in 3, a halfway point. Actually, 59 points for ART. Galaxy Lasers in second with 55. Gets really close here at third there with the ATGNI DeLogans in third. Team Italy, Drinkenwatt, 47 points in fourth. Riders without borders, and good luck to them. I saw there in the Zwift Grand Prix, and that's extremely cool. The Ice Dragons here. This is our Ds that we're looking at. 45 points there in fifth for RWB. Titanium D in sixth. It's WLRCCD1 in seventh. Draft Bitter in 8th, and backpedal Dees Watts in 9th. So that's the standings there as we head into the 4th race, Tour of Two at Well, 21.5K total
Just
racing
real
here.
quick, Dave, I just have to highlight, let's break them from the Adam Racing team from NG just a moment ago as he comes over the top. WNG here, now it's going to be Kennedy RWB as well. He's like, we're not taking these guys to the line. Already broken make. RWB says he's off the back by 10 seconds. I like this D category. These guys are fun.
Well, listen, I think, Nathan, we identified years ago the C's and the D's. That's where the watts to fun ratio are the best, without any doubt. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, pretty much, watts to fun. Here we go. Oh, that doesn't look fun. This is how you light a rocket out here. So I think our Irish riders are really feeling it today, feeling their oats out here, as this guy's not going to stall the beans.
He closed it down to BC here, it looks like, who was off the front there. So this is going to be an Irishman. Is that
might have been a bit much?
Is that a Latvian flag? No. What flag is that? That
Romanian.
Romanian. Thank you. I think you're correct there too.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Gotcha. So Bogdan Sisu, I believe, is the name, coming from Romania. Getting shut down by it looks like WNG. We'll see if we can get a name on that one as well. Galaxy coming through.
These Irish riders today, Nathan. Yeah. All right. So it looks like now, again, these are D's. They're on, I mean, this course is ridiculoso. You're either climbing or descending, and it's not a easy climb with a ski hill descent. It is absolutely, I was going to say bunny hill is what I meant. Descent. It's just full on extreme racing conditions out here.
And
that's
taking a
the
look
way
at
to
some
put
of
it.
the names
Extreme
here.
racing.
So this is William Chow. This is the guy.
Oh, very well known on the internet.
Yeah. This is the guy. This is the guy who hangs out in all of the I mean, every week he's got some of the best stories to tell about all things Zwift Racing League. We're in with none other than William NG making his move here. He's got 513 races, level 46. He did the TFC Mad Monday last time. He's on the chase to try and bring back the Ice Dragons here real quickly. I want to say also, this guy, I'm looking through the races that he's done, Dave. He's done so many races, I can't even find his other Zwift Racing League, actually. So the 19th was the last time. I don't think he did the time trial. It looks like he skipped the time trial, perhaps. But he took a first, actually, in this last time in the points race. And it looks like he also took a second on the last scratch race. So is he going to be able to take down the other two off the front, though, at this point? Might not be happening.
If you don't know who William Chow is, I would say, do you even internet, bro?
Yeah, or you stay away from the Zwift Racing League Facebook group. That would be the other
Facebook
thing.
Group. Yeah.
We need to get him on board. You know, we need some Zwift community. We need a writer over at Zwift Community Live for some of the ZRL stuff. William, I got a job for you. Come on over and we can get a full account of everything that goes down within the races. We'd love to have you. So,
I'm sure you've noticed, Nathan. I'm sure you've noticed, but I haven't. That farmer on the tractor that cheers as riders go by.
Way too much pain to know what is going on around me here. But let's see. Where is this farmer? Where is he?
Oh, well, we just went past him about 15 seconds ago. He's on the racer's right-hand side. He's got a couple cows in his dry stone fence there. So those fences are classic, right? Those stones are all dug up in the very field. Yep, there he is. That's his tractor. Yep. So those fences are all built by stone, and they don't use any cement, right? They stack all the stones that fit perfectly.
He's waving at us, too. This is better than a Kappa. I mean, this guy, he's consistent.
He's friendlier.
He waves.
Yeah.
I don't have to jump around to find him. Oh, look at it. Did he see? He's just crossed his arms. Look, he's like, you're not doing enough.
He's just, come on. That's how farmers stand.
He crossed his arms. The kind of guy that happy with these guys. Get on the front. That's what's going on.
He's like, chase harder. No, he's cheering him on. But he also is the kind of guy, Nathan, that would let you use his bathroom if you were out riding. So, like Matthew Van Der Poel did at Worlds this year.
What?
You heard that story, I'm sure, where
No.
they had a long delay, and he went in and used just a general public. A bunch of riders did a house just like that. I mean, it would almost be exactly this. It was in Scotland, but this sort of scenario. They were stopped for 45 minutes. So at some point, they found out
It
that
was
these
actually that
nice,
guy's
nice
house.
people.
That's who that guy is.
That was it. Yeah, his toilet, water closet, I think they call it, the WC. You've been to Zwift London.
Whitney Post is actually on top of this one. Whitney Post is in chat over at Twitch right now and was saying exactly what you just said, actually, Dave. That's hilarious.
That's funny. Huh. Well, great minds, Whitney. Great minds.
She actually made the front Instagram post of the latest Belgian waffle ride post.
Actually. Oh, did she?
Yeah, I saw her in the pack. Saw her in the pack.
I'll be heading to Belgian Waffle Ride in a week in Lawrence, Kansas. Did you hear I'm doing the Sepp Kuss victory parade?
I saw that. I did see that.
Yeah, really excited to go to Durango for that. What an honor to be asked to go to that.
Pretty cool. Pretty
cool. I'm really, really stoked. So 3.5K to go. Ireland is the nation of the day. The Ice Dragons. Great name, great team. Congratulations to them again.
William
is this
Chow
our
was
William?
Motivated. Yeah, he said just
William
now,
Chow?
let's catch him. Let's catch him. He just said that to the BC rider.
Stoke
here.
level high for William.
Well, he knows he's on camera. You know he's here, and he's saying, let's go. So Adam Racing Team.
He's acutely aware human being of things, and
all things.
A hard worker as well. Smart guy.
His eyes are on everything. William knows.
His eyes are on everything. Don't try to pull one over on William. But he's making his watch here, and he's taking his turns.
To have, like, omnipresent type awareness.
Like
with the way he
some
writes
people
about
think
things.
that William Chow is more than one person. Like they say about William Shakespeare, they think he might have been 3 or 4 different people
William
writing
Chow
all of that.
Actually, he's the original game master. His avatar is actually game master molded into like a supposed participant in the Zwift Racing League. So that's really what has happened here.
It's all strings and mirrors.
If you didn't know, there was a game master that literally hung out by the Watopia piers all day long. Like, if he was always there as an observer. No one knew what his deal was. I got some inside information about what that was all about. Maybe we'll share it on the wrap this week if you
I am intrigued.
Yes, I'm going to share that information about Game Master.
That was quite a tease.
Yeah, on Thursday night. But we're live Thursday nights now because Anna's got a little change up.
Oh,
but
I heard.
Now from I've got, I'm thinking that perhaps in kind of some sort of Matrix-esque change up, it's actually William Chow is Game Master reinvented is what's happening.
Unbelievable. What a twist. The twists and turns. So everybody should be aware, though, new time for the wrap. That's because of Zwift Grand Prix, I'm hearing, on Thursdays.
And Anna also has some other stuff going on in real life. So, yep, we're going to be changing things up 11 p.m. Central time for me, probably sometime a little bit later in the day, midday New Zealand for Anna. So, of course, you can always still download the podcast when we're done recording over at ZwiftLive.com.
Speaking of Matthew Vanderpool, I went to this Worlds in 2019, and I was on the course at exactly this point. Really? And it happened to be exactly where he gave up that day. I was so excited that they were coming by, and right as they went by me, this was when Pedersen won. Mads Pedersen from Denmark won that year, and he pulled the pin.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it was raining and cold all day, and yeah, it was. I mean, Matthew was only like 20, 21 then, maybe. He was still super young, anyways. And
I think Chow might do this, Dave. He put in a gig over the top there with the feather power up. He's trying to bring this
channeling
back.
His Mads.
He just brought back 15 seconds or so on that.
That's incredible. He's getting the bump, the boost of being on the broadcast. This wattage dump is massive. He's dimming the power grid
here. It's the broadcast boost. Power up. Here we go.
Well, William, you're a part of our community that truly, it's awesome that you're out here. And it's one thing to be on the keyboard. It's another thing to be on the pedals like you are right now. Absolutely crushing here, bringing it on home. So let's see as we're down to the ultimate kilometer pretty quickly. Red kite prayer from William.
He's matching. Look, every time that goes to 0 watts. Oh, it's only 53 though. You got to hit 57. You can't be. Look. Oh, William, you should know better. He was at 53 kilometers per hour. RWB
he
was
needed
at
to be 57.
Oh,
yikes!
Game over.
Well, you know what? He's still in the mix. He's in the conversation. But all right, lesson learned. That's why we race for sure. But now I think we got ourselves a champion. Unlocking.
Oh, Carissa Min. Come on now, Carissa.
Is she throwing some shade on William?
Well, no, she missed all the commentary just now because she would have absolutely loved it. It's too bad to hear. Oh man,
she can go back and watch the broadcast
just for you, Carissa. Come on now, RWB's
She's awesome.
Gonna take this down. Ice Dragons. It's over. Good effort though by William Chow. Nice job by him. He was able to drop off the rider out of Romania, BC. There, Alex L is there at
Bogdan was the Romanian Bogdan strong ride today. But it's going to be Mr. Kennedy with an outstanding performance.
We've had a lot of really good races actually over this course. A lot of
it's been fun. It's been awesome. Yeah.
Love the camaraderie Michael coming Kennedy in from William there just now, saying didn't have the effort to bridge. Good job, good race. Always love to see that.
He's not mad. He's got to be stoked with his performance. I mean, guy was crushing it today.
Adam Racing Team. Bowden, now a little kick from him, making sure he's getting across the line as quick as he can. Love to see it. Nice job in the orange kit here for WLRCC. LXL there.
See how most people, Nathan, are able to get a hey, good job, or a couple of words. William is able to get a full paragraph out.
Yeah, like I said, we need him.
Yeah.
We need him.
Yeah.
William Chow, let's go.
Is he AI? That's
Write
the concern.
it all up. Yeah, he is the original game master. You know it. Alex L. K. Kiff, ART. He's going to be the next one across the line. These guys will be finishing up. Let's go take a look at how things played out for the results. What have we not seen so far? I think there's a lot.
Great day.
There's a lot here. So let's see what we can bring in because the amount of coverage that we just had feels phenomenal, actually.
It feels like it was high quality. It wasn't just quantity in that it was quantity and quality. We're not done. We've got some more races coming up later today, America's East, to enjoy. But congratulations, Jenny. I am super proud for you. Jenny's been working like a beast out there in Finland, and getting a big result like this has to feel great. So Jenny taking the W for Toyota Cryo, long-standing super team, and Stelvio. Here, Daniela Estrate gets up there for the silver for Aeonian Aces. Gabriela Guerra for Vision Valkyrie in third today. And Nevin for fourth for Coalition Beta. It's Lucy Harris for Toyota Cryo in fifth. Lucy Collins in sixth for Wahoo Lacole Vitesse. It's Natalie Stevenson in seventh for Toyota Cryo. So you can see that they got to be pretty happy with the day. Cox Paul for Coalition Beta Women in eighth. Mina Kostanen. I'm going to say it's probably on me, but a breakthrough name for me, and obviously it's going to be a star in esports. So Mina, welcome to the big time. She's in ninth today, and that should seal the deal for Toyota Cryo. They're in the top 10. Ooh la la. Aeonian Aces gets Ariel Verharn, who attacked late and helped set the table for her teammate, or Daniela, but Ariel Verharn in 10th. That's the A's. Nathan, I'm sure you got the B's.
Both the leadouts there, Mina and Ariel, I think, ended up, as you can see, at the top. So it definitely worked out for them in the end. In that
double dip, even.
The category here, Margot Jaquette, they're coming across for Crush Pod Word. It's going to be Roxana Dre for the Herd of Little Penguins. Joanne Erst, also for Crush Pod Word. It's going to be Larissa Heisbar for Team NL Ladies. And then it's going to be Caroline Strasser for Crush Pod Word as well. Helen Jackson, Socks for Watts Pizza Party. Laura Lawson in seventh for Ionian Banditas. Frankie Vidler, Crush Pod Word. It's a lot of Crush Pod. Rose McGovern, Ionian Banditas. And then Maj Schneider Thompson there for EDDK Power Girls. That's your B category. And Crush Pod doing what they do, it looks like, still at the top of that one.
Word. All right, Aeonian Chicas. And that is going to be Layla Overmo, the Norwegian there on top of the table. Anne Skatten for Herd of Gen 2 Penguins has herself and teammate in the top three. She's from Switzerland. And then it's going to be Englishwoman Jo Hasselhurst there in third. Kate Lascelles, Crushpod Verdandi in fourth. Her teammate Nadine Linky in fifth, Vicky Sultana for Zed Unicorns in sixth, Nina Williams, Aeonian in seventh. It's Emma, I should say Aeonian Chicas because her teammate won, so that's going to be very nice for them to be first and seventh. Swedish Swifter Jord, Emma Hirsch for eighth, Caroline Beresford for ninth. She's also Aeonian Chica, and Monique Grutels for 10th place today. It is worth noting all of the points were at the finish. So that means the Chicas should be in pretty good shape with 3 in the top 10 there. There were no other points opportunities.
And in the D category, we saw Emma Isaacson take it down ahead of Emma Payne there for Aeonian Divas. Carmen Duncan, she set it up for the breakaway, was unable to hold on for the sprint there, but still a solid result for Sports Solid D women. It's going to be Erica Gottberg for fourth place, followed up by Melissa McCarter. Aeonian Diva is the next spots, actually. Lizzie Archer, followed up by Heidi Lehman. Then it's going to be Galaxy Ariel with Jackie Lord. Sarah Hughes for What's Up Demons. And then Jessica Lay for the Herd of Fairy Penguins. Are fairy penguins a thing, or are those made up? I got to know. Like, what
sounds very made up to me.
That's
but I've been wrong before. Yeah. You know, it's funny. The second I think, of course, that's made up, I will look it up and see that no, that's a species or penguin. So we'll have an answer for you. But hey, you've got the D's queued up.
Well, actually, we're going to jump on over to the men's racing here, and we'll see what happened with the men's for the EMEA. Here you go. It's O'Brien. We saw that breakaway situation.
Yeah, how about Brian O'Brien, the pride of Ireland today? Good on you. Your man there from maybe unknown ESRT taking the W with the spirited late race attack. Linus Thomason getting the bunch sprint and almost the catch for the Dirty Beast and taking silver. Luca Iberti for third today for Team Italio. It's going to be Chris Browell, Mutant Z for fourth, John Vanner, maybe unknown ESRT in fifth, Pierre Fell, Hexagon in sixth, David Squirrel, Dirty Beasts in seventh, Fernando Diaz of Wahoo Lacol 8-3-RO in eighth. It's going to be Sevket Ozer for Hexagon in ninth. He's the Turkish rider, another Turkish rider. That's great to see. And Benjamin Brignall in 10th, the Canadian there for the Giant Rhinos.
And in with the B category, we didn't have coverage live of the B's and the C's, but we'll get through these results for you. And it's going to be Mason Lobb for Harder Than Last Time. Then it's going to be Lee Griffiths for the Wahoo Wahooligans. Innovation Aliens there for Greg Gilson. Matt Silk also for Innovation Aliens. They're third and fourth place. Phil Donnelly for Wahoo Wahooligans. In fifth, John Bates, TBR 48 Tooth. In sixth, it's going to be Dominic Sherman, 4-star Sirius there in seventh. Craig Hanna, RR Sumatran Rhinos. In eighth place, Jamie McCart, Adam Racing Team Neutrons, and Kevin Worsley, that's 9th and 10th place. Wahoo Lacol Bandits for 10th.
All right, let's take a look at the C's and how things sorted out. And it looks like Portugal had quite a day as Alvaro Vieira of Tugas Maro taking the W. It's going to be Tugas Pineda rider Soria Sousa in second. Gareth James, the Welsh rider for Wahoo Lacol Grizzlies, has a teammate there in fourth as well. That is Harvey Mafla. So Gareth James there third. Harvey Mafla fourth. Dylan McHugh in fifth. It's going to be Chad Sekulich in sixth. He's with Dylan riding with PWCC3. It's RR Rampaging Rhinos rider Chad Sekulich in sixth. Paul Hamlin in seventh today for Capuchin Cavalry. Paul Hignett, WLRCCC2 in eighth. Tim Allen in ninth for Capuchin Cavalry and his teammate. They're in 10th. Michael Pritchard, good job, guys. That's your C's that we have a look at. Leaving last, but certainly not least, always exciting D's.
breakaway ride from Michael Kennedy through the pastures and past our buddy on the tractor, waving him on and cheering him on. It's going to be William Chow there. And G, we'll hear all about it most likely over in the Zwift Racing League forums. Love to see it from Adam Racing Team and also the encouragement there from William NG. Bogdan Sisu there. I think I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that completely right. Please correct me out there in the interwebs. WLRCCD1 though for third place. It's going to be Alex L for Actni ATGNI Delegants. Coming out of is that Germany? And then it's gonna be Ken Kiff there, Adam Racing Team Muons, and then it's gonna be Chris Potter in sixth place for Galaxy Lasers. Simon Roberts there, Galaxy Lasers in seventh there. Anders Skrudstrup for ATG and I Delegans. Mick Kehoe out of Ireland, also for RWB Ice Dragons in ninth, and then Francisco Faglia for Team Italy, Drink and Watt. So, water, of course. They're just water. So, and now, well, that's going to be it for our European coverage. We are in with Americas for both of the East later tonight. We'll be live with that in just about 3.5 hours, a little more than 3.5 hours. Also, if you are interested in all things Zwift Racing League when it comes to live broadcasts, you head on over to ZwiftCommunityLive.com. You can see what we are broadcasting week in and week out over there. You can also check out our podcast that talks about all the things that we are doing week in and week out in the racing world. That is The Wrap. You can download it there. You can also watch it live weekly and get the workout of the week. We're also doing news posts as well about what we are covering. So we'll have this up in the next week or so for Zwift Racing League round number 4. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit those follow buttons anywhere you've been watching. We've been live on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Make sure to turn on those notification bells and like and comment. It helps us out a ton. Dave, before we go, tour it well. Did not disappoint so far for Europe. We're looking forward to later tonight. And dynamic racing, that has been the theme, I think, of this round number 1. We've seen a lot of different situations play out. Pack sprints, breakaways across all the categories.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what Kristen Kolchinski can do out here later today on a course that she would have drawn up on a blueprint for the race that she'd like to see. But remembering it's not about one rider in the Zwift Racing League. It's about the team. So it's going to be really, really fun. Nathan, great job again today. It's a real joy working with you.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate everybody in chat as well. I want to highlight, if you want to see a cool battle, Aeonian, Angela Roberts, I have a feeling it's going to be looking for some punchy climbing and try and hold on to the line against Kristen Kolchinski. I have a feeling that 2024 might be showing up with some firepower. Riots out there as well. Tonight's going to be good on the women's side of things. We'll also be covering on the A's for the men as well. So be on the watch out for that later tonight, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you later tonight for the Americas. From Dave and I, as always, right on.
Let them see your perfect imperfections. Don't hide from bad feeling, 'cause they just want your words. I won't let them take me. No, I won't let them break me. No one on this earth can bring me down. Now I'm standing tall. I won't ever fall. Concentrate on 'cause they just want your